Well, here in the studio today, first of all, obviously a well-known face. If you follow football, I'm a big fan. Yeah, Viv Anderson, though, seriously, nice of you to be here today.
Thank
and
you,
Dion, welcome back.
Yeah, thanks a lot.
We were talking about other things in the past, but we've got this is a whole new ball game. Oh,
good pun.
Thanks.
Good pun. I was going to say good pun.
And
good pun.
we'll start with you about it, and we'll explain your interest. And is that all right?
That's fine. Whichever way.
Take it away. And this is an Isle of Man based thing.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah. So basically, from the past, we are a tech for good company. We just recently went through a name renaming exercise when we finally realized what our tech was all about. So it's tech for good. So we redefined ourselves, and we're now called OVI Technologies, which is online, virtual, immersive, innovative technologies.
It had to be with you. It couldn't be something simple. It has to be
Well,
that
actually,
long.
when you look
I love it. That's so cool.
When you look at each individual one, it is. But
took me 20 minutes to remember it.
Yeah, I know. There's a lot of
just
acronyms.
think of OVI.
Oh, right. That's right.
Yeah, it rolls off, OVI. But so basically, as you know, we set and started building a virtual immersive world for treatment of addiction. That was originally what brought me here to the island all that while ago, all those years ago. But what happened, obviously, with COVID, a lot of things changed. We had tremendous success to have at that time, and then COVID came. So we had to reinvent ourselves as well. And then the opportunity came. We had such a fantastic response at ICE to our Habit platform. But something was missing. Though the immersive world was unique, it's never been done before, who is OVI? That's always what's going to be the challenge. And what I didn't want was the platform to not get out there for the sake of, because you don't know who the company is. So I was introduced to Viv by, Stephen from Keystone Law. And Stephen's been following me for a while. And he says, I got somebody I think you might be interested in meeting. He mentioned Viv. I'm like you, I don't know nothing about football. But
Biggest fan.
But so I gave Viv a call. We talked, and just a lot of the synergy of what he wanted to do with PlayOnPro really caught my attention. And like I said, he will explain with that. But the whole purpose of PlayOnPro literally fit into what we had defined our new company to be. We had tech. We had, as you know, we had the immersive world for addiction. We had the health monitoring platform for tracking symptoms. And then we had, and now we have a virtual immersive platform, which we're going up against soon. That's how we got into talking with PlayOnPro.
Okay. So, Viv, please can you just give us the rundown, first of all, for anyone that doesn't follow football? I mean, how many caps for England?
30 caps for England. Started at Nottingham Forest, won 2 European Cups with Nottingham Forest, moved to Arsenal, then went to Manchester United, Sir Alex Ferguson's first signing. So, yeah, in a brief 2 seconds, that'll do.
He didn't even want to do that. We had to force him.
No, we had to force him. You
gotta
tell people
because I follow football so much, I could have told you that myself.
And also, he's an MBE, but he didn't want to say that.
Okay, tell us about your involvement in this.
So, we started PlayOnPro 5 years ago with a partner of mine called Bill Hill, who lives in Dubai, who's from Urmston in Manchester. I used to go on tournaments and play different parts of the world, and he came up to me one day and said, "This might be a business." I said, "Business? What do you mean?" He says, "Getting players together and try and get a community together and try and look after them when they retire." So I said, thought nothing of it, went away, and about 2 years later, I met up with him again. He said, "I think we'll do that business." I said, "What business?" "That business we taught 3 years." So we ended up doing that. So we've been going 5 years. We're based in Bowden in Manchester. And we have currently 540 odd ambassadors. And for what we're trying to create is a community. When they played, they always mixed together and everything else. We've created an app for them, so it's invite only, so they can get the benefits that they did when they were playing, whether it be cars, whether it be, I don't know, whatever they...
Sponsorships.
Anything, talking engagements, stuff like that. Yeah. We're trying to get them work Because when the phone stops ringing,
Okay, this is what's coming to. I was going to be polite because you can say when people pass their peak or something. That's been polite, right?
Yeah.
But it's true though, isn't it? 1 minute you're absolutely in everyone's number one to be used on an advertising campaign or free cars, whatever it is, and then it moves on,
and it's nothing.
And suddenly the phone stops. Have you had that?
I was lucky. I went into another business when I finished, so I kept on maintaining something. But half of them don't know. They're waiting for the phone to ring.
Yeah.
Remember, there's only a certain amount of managers. There's only supposed to be a certain amount of coaches and a certain amount of pundits. After that, what do the rest do? So they're all waiting for this phone call that never comes. Yeah. So what we're trying to do is help them through that transition from the phone not ringing to coming on the app, speaking to people. I gave you a great example, you won't know who they are. There's a lad called Steve Hodge and a lad called Kevin Gallen, who both played for QPR.
I was going to say that.
20 years ago. 20 years ago, and they both came on the app at the same time. They hadn't spoke to each other 20 years. Yeah. How are you? Nice to speak to you, blah, blah, blah. And they reformed things that they had all those years ago. That's what we're trying to do, and that's what we're trying to get over to people. It's not the end of the world. Once you finish sport, there's a place you can go. And with Dion's company, OVI, we're trying to combine the two companies to make it even better for... Remember, we're not talking about just footballers. Although there's, say, 70-odd%, we've got cricketers, we've got rugby players, we've got snooker players, men and women. So they all fall into this trap where the phone doesn't ring. What do they do next?
Okay, so you kind of match these people up on the apps, right, and that sort of thing.
No, the opportunity presented itself through our tech, that if we married our tech with what PlayOnPro stood for, so we created a new mantra, the 5 missions of sport, what we call sports for good. So we are refocusing PlayOnPro to look at stars, these legacy stars. Because let's face it, at the end of the day, the fan base around sports, the dedication of fans, by very nature of fans, they would listen to their legacy hero before they would listen to even a politician. Yeah. They trust those sports people. But they are an amazing platform for change. So the idea is, I said to Viv, I said, you know something? What if we restructure this a little bit? Focus on what PlayOnPro and these 540-odd ambassadors can mean in the community, to be advocates of community projects. Also opportunity in reference to hence addiction. So why are we putting addiction under PlayOnPro? Because now you got sports heroes now
who have been through it. Yeah.
Who've been through it. So they will provide content. Yeah. They will provide the content. They'll be able to provide support, as well as we have now over 2,000 therapists connected with us now. So we are now building a sports-related addiction support system behind PlayOnPro and other things. So we're taking our technology and putting it in that, all because we're looking for sports for good. These ambassadors, these legacy stars making a difference. Their voices speak louder than most. So that's the nature of what we're combined to look at.
You talk about 500 ambassadors. The net is over 100 million social media followers they've got. Yeah. So they've got huge pull, but they don't know how to get it out there. And this is what the combination of the JV between our two companies is going to create.
Symbiotic.
Yeah,
there we go.
Absolutely.
So people want more information, or where do they go to?
Well, we have there are 2 sites, but the main site is playonpro.net. You can go on there to read the PlayOnPro story. You can see the full list of ambassadors, who they are. And over the next couple of weeks, we're going to be updating the site with the new mission of sport. We are going to be able to let the public know more about what we're going to be offering to the sports community. Not just that, but in its growth to other countries, because sports is everywhere.
You took Australian sportsmen, they all fall in the same position as a British sportsman. So you replicate this. You know, we highlighted 20-odd countries where we could get another 20,000 quite easily, you know, by doing what we're doing now.
And look at the impact that will have on community. It's mainly about societal impact using sports heroes. That's what it's about, because they will listen. Fans will listen to what their sports hero says. And if they believe in that and believe in the story that we are putting out about sports for good, then we feel that we can make a massive change. And I thought, listen, if we're going to do a joint venture, let's do it in Isle of Man, because they're based in Manchester. We're based here. And as you know, I'm always trying to promote Isle of Man. Sometimes I wonder why.
Listen, it's only half an hour on the flight, Lois.
Leave me alone. But
I'm all
yeah.
worried about his cough, actually.
No, it's just that. Yeah,
I've mentioned that.
See, you did that. We already mentioned that. No, it's fine. It's fine. It's just got a scratchy throat.
Yeah.
But really, for us, it's just an amazing opportunity for us to really give impact, especially with what our story has been since I arrived on the island. And I mentioned to Viv, I think the best place is to do it on the island. It's a small community, obviously jurisdiction in reference to gambling companies. But I thought it better to put the headquarters space here, which is now in Gordon's house on Prospect Hill. So it's in our OVI offices. And so, so it's an Isle of Man company that's going to make global changes in the world of sports. So I'm quite excited about
And
that.
and it's on a blockchain as well, which is always transparent as well. So anybody involved.
Yeah. We're looking at using a lot of the latest technologies in reference to, again, it's about raising digital sovereignty, agency. It's all about lifting people, not bringing them down. And when you look at what happened with, they tried to do the
four clubs of Super League
the Super League.
that fell on deaf ears very, very quickly.
Oh, yeah.
You remember that, do you?
I do remember that.
Yeah. So
I'm being outed here as someone that knows nothing about football at this rate.
So one of the first things we're looking to do on the island as our kind of first stamp is I've been speaking with Viv about doing something for the island, because there have been many talks around the young people not having anything to do, no opportunities. So
is that right? Sorry to interrupt you, Dean. Is that they've got a stadium here that they don't use at all?
there's a stadium that's used for stock car racing.
Oh, right.
Okay, we're talking about the one in Onca. Let's use
Yeah,
that one. Okay,
yeah.
yeah, because it's underused. I think it's probably a better term. It's used for things, but it could have more potential.
You can have more
Let's
potential.
be-
For the younger people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that's one of the things that we were going to probably look at doing, trying to either put an academy here to start off with, sports academy, training academy with young people in sports.
With young coaches who want to be coaches on the Isle of Man, to coach these kids, and we can use some of my ambassadors to come over, or legacy stars to come over and do certain sessions. Imagine David James coming over doing a goalkeeping session for 5 or 6 goalkeepers. It'd be great for them to learn from him and him to come over and sample the island.
Fantastic. Well, I wish you well.
Okay.
And so, just finish this off with, just people have a look at the site, or get in contact with you if you've got.
Have a look at PlayOnPro.net, and as the weeks go on, it's going to improve as we add more content. More of the things that we have solidified will be on that site. So over the next 3 weeks, it's going to be a lot of new stuff.
We'll just have a knock around now with the ball. We'll do a bit of footy.
Yeah,
All right.
keep you up in the garden, no problem.
Thank you very much for coming, and all the best with welcome.
Thank you.